It's the Wild West. It's Oregon. It's a team of assassins who happen to be brothers, hot on the trail of their next contract kill. As the clock ticks down, the man who hired them has doubts that they'll be able to deliver on time, and more trouble ensues. There's never a moment to rest, as trouble is always hot on their trail. So, does the Sisters Brothers deliver on the Wild West dark humor hinted at in the trailers? Or is this film just a rootin' tootin' yee-hawing big old waste of time? Let's talk about it in this review. The story takes a look at two brothers who are assassins. Eli, played by John C. Reilly, and Charlie, played by Joaquin Phoenix. They've been hired to find gold prospector Herman Kermit Worm, played by Riz Ahmed. In addition to finding him and killing him, they've also got to extract a new formula for gold prospecting that he has come up with. However, they won't be doing this job alone, and they have to enlist the help of a tracker, John Morris, played by Jake Gyllenhaal. The idea here is pretty simple. All they have to do is track, capture, torture, and kill Mr. Worm, then return back home with the formula to collect the bounty. Except in this story, things do not go exactly as planned. The formula works, and once that's realized, it's also realized that there's more money to be made in collecting gold than simply by returning home with the formula to collect the bounty. But again, in this story, things never go exactly as planned, because we find out that too much of a good thing becomes a bad thing. A very, very bad thing. Quite terrible, actually. The story paints a fantastic picture of what life was probably like in the 1850s in Oregon. As the Sisters Brothers move from town to town, we get to see life in several different avenues, from small towns with tents all the way up to the big city of San Francisco eventually. And then in each of these different camps in these towns and then city, we get to see all the different types of people that inhabit them. From your local grocer to the bartender, call girls to the house mom, gamblers, doctors, and more. Every town we visit has something to offer and someone to kill if you mess with the brothers. So while this film does have a more casual and relaxed pace to it, there's still plenty of danger, plenty of action, plenty of humor throughout. Overall, just to kind of summarize everything, the story is about two brothers who are trying to complete one last job and then transition into a different lifestyle. As well as through it all, they're trying to come to terms with their late father's habits and how that may or may not impact their lives and decision-making abilities. And they don't exactly see eye to eye on what that next chapter or what their next phase of life should be. And for me, in my opinion, that's where this story really, really shines. The believability of the brotherly bond that Phoenix and Reilly deliver in this film. The way they talk to each other. The way they react when one of the brothers isn't acting exactly the way they think the other one should. How they support one another and look out for each other. They deliver a believable brotherly bond. And by the end of the film, we find out that once all the running and gunning is done, even bad boys love their mama. There was what I felt to be a genuine bond between the characters, which really elevated my enjoyment and my appreciation of this film to that next level. The Sisters Brothers is playing at your local movie theater right now, and I am definitely recommending a big screen viewing of this film. If you enjoy westerns like me, you'll probably really dig this story, and it might even make it into your top 10 favorite westerns. You're a movie fan, right? You should have lists. Anyway, the brothers in this are great, and all of the extra characters that are in this film deliver great performances too, that add nice layers of complexity while the brothers try and deal with what is right and what is wrong in their situation. I absolutely did laugh way more than I thought I would, and to top it all off, there are some incredibly beautiful shot scenes. For example, we've got one scene where Joaquin Phoenix is just hand rolling a cigarette, and then he lights it up and takes a couple puffs as he's talking directly to the camera, and his face is only half lit. Great scene, beautifully shot. It's really short, but it's pretty great. However, finding one thing in this film to adjust or change would just simply be the amount of time in this film that we get to know and the characters are developed for Mr. Worm and Mr. Morris. By the end of the film, I realized that their story isn't really as important as I thought it was going to be, and all of that screen time that we have developing these characters and getting to know them, I felt really didn't pay off by the time the movie ended. So because of that one critique against it, this film won't be able to get all the high fives. So the Sisters Brothers will be getting both high fives from this guy instead. The Sisters Brothers is playing at your local movie theater right now. Check it out.